All right, so if you're trying to figure out how to use your Samsung Galaxy Watch 7, this video is for you. We're going to keep this as simple as possible, and we're going to break it down into two different sections. First, we're going to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Wearable app, and then second, we're going to take a look at things on the actual watch itself. So when it comes to the Galaxy Wearable app, everything that you can do in here, you can do directly on the watch for the most part. But with the wearable app, obviously, since it's on your phone, it's a bigger screen, bigger display, it's easier to see things. I think it's best to go ahead and start there. So clearly, the first thing you want to do is download the Galaxy Wearable app. And when you do that, you want to make sure that the Watch 7 is turned on. And then from there, you're simply going to click on this plus icon to add a new device, and the two devices will basically detect one another. And then on the screen, it'll walk you through the exact steps that you need to take to get them paired up together. It's very simple. You shouldn't really run into any hiccups with that. So once they are paired up, this is the main display that you're going to see. And the first thing you might want to do is rename the watch. So you can see that's the name of my watch right now. But if I wanted to change that, I can go into the watch settings and then scroll down towards the bottom where it says about watch. And then you can see I've got the option to rename the watch. So you could change this to whatever you want. And then the next thing you might want to do is change your watch face. So if you click on this icon right here where it says watch faces, as you can see, it gives you a number of options to choose from. These are all free, but if these are not enough, if you go all the way to the bottom, you can see it says more watch faces on Google Play. If we click on that, you can see it gives you additional options that you can pay for. Some of these are a little bit more advanced. They look a little bit better than some of the others. So if that interests you, you do have that option. So let's go ahead and go back. Another option you have is to take a photo from your phone and set that as your wallpaper. So the easiest way that I found to do that is to simply go to your gallery, and you can choose whatever photo you want. As you can see, that's a picture of my daughter. Let's go ahead and say, let's choose this one right here. She's making kind of a funny face. If I want to choose that one, all I have to do is click the three dots in the upper right hand corner. I can go to set as wallpaper and then go down to watch face and then click photos. I'll give it a second or two to load, and then it'll allow me to position the photo exactly how I want it to appear on the watch face. And then it also gives you some additional options down here. You can adjust the brightness, you can change the contrast, you can change the highlights, the shadows. So if you want to make any last minute tweaks to the overall look of the photo, you do have that option. And then you'll simply click done. You'll give it another second or two, and then you'll simply click save, and it'll take that photo from the wearable app and transfer it over to your actual watch face. So when it comes to the Galaxy Watch, things are broken down primarily in three different sections. You have your apps, you got your tiles, and then you have your quick panel. So if we click on the icon for the app screen, it takes you to this layout right here. And basically this is a preview of how the apps will appear when you access them on the watch. And this is the order that they're going to be in. Now, if you want to change this layout, rearrange it, if you want certain apps to be closer towards the top for easier access, all you have to do is click on whatever app that might be. For example, this one right here, I can click it, hold it, and then drag it up towards the top. I can find a spot and then simply drop it right there. So that's what this area is good for, just rearranging the apps exactly how you want them to appear on your watch. Now, another option you have is the option to create folders, just to give everything a more organized layout. For example, you've got the gallery and you've got the camera controller. Those are both camera related. So if I wanted to create a folder with just those two apps, all I would have to do is click and tap on the first one, drag it directly over the second one, and then it creates a folder for those two apps. And then I can just click on where it says folder name, and I can name these whatever I want. For example, camera apps, click done. And now I have a dedicated folder for those two apps. The next section we can take a look at is the tiles section. And basically these are different pages on your watch that either give you information or they allow you to do certain things. So for example, you have the daily activity tile. And this will give you your health stats for the day, as far as like your steps taken, your amount of active time for the day, as well as your calories burned. You've got your exercises tile. If you're getting ready to start a workout, you can go to that tile and choose the specific workout that you're getting ready to start. You have your energy score tile. You have another health summary tile. You got the weather tile. So you can really just go through the list. You've got the ECG monitor right there. You can go through here and see if these tiles are something that you'll actually use. And if not, you can click this red line for any of them that you don't want included in the list. So for example, right here, this is a calendar tile. If I don't want that there kind of crowding this list, I can simply click on that red line. It's kind of like a minus icon, and then it takes it away from the list. And then if there's something I want to add to the list, all I have to do is scroll down here towards the bottom, and you can look at all these different options that you can add. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the quick panel. And these are really quick settings that you can activate. For example, you have the power off menu. You've got your always on display. You've got power saving mode. If you scroll over, you have some additional settings. You have the do not disturb mode. You have the water lock. That's going to be if you plan on going swimming, or maybe you're going to take a shower with your watch. That is going to lock the display so that water droplets don't interfere with the watch. You've got airplane mode. You've got find my phone. You've got the screen brightness. You've got NFC if you plan on using contactless payment. So these are just really quick settings that you can activate from the quick panel. And again, same thing. If there's something that you don't want in here, all you have to do is click that red line, subtract it from the list, and then it shows up down here. So if you want to add it back, all you would have to do is click the plus icon, and then it goes back on the list. Now, another thing you probably want to go ahead and set up while you're in here is the orientation of the watch. So if you go into watch settings and then scroll down to where it says general, you can go down to where it says orientation. And this is where you choose which wrist you plan on wearing the watch, as well as which side you plan to have the buttons. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the actual watch, starting off with the buttons that you have on the side. On the top, this is the home button, and then on the bottom, this is the back button. So with the home button, no matter where you might find yourself navigating through on the watch, no matter what page, what tile, whatever it is, if you want to go back to the home display, all you got to do is click that home button. And then for the back button, no matter where you might find yourself, it's just going to take you to the previous screen. So for example, if we're looking at our daily activity, if I hit that back button, it goes directly back to the previous screen that we were just on. So in a nutshell, that's how those two buttons work. Now let's go to the main display here. And like I said earlier, the watch is broken down mainly between the quick panel, the tiles, and the apps. So as far as the apps, all you have to do is swipe up to access your apps. And then this is where you have access to the layout that we saw on the wearable app. So right here, you can see the folder that we made with those two camera apps, as well as whatever apps you want to access in here as well. If you want to pull up a stopwatch to, set a timer for something, you can do that. If we click the back button, we can go back. You want to take a look at your calendar in here, you can do that. If you want to go to the weather app, you can obviously do that as well. And that is where you access your apps. Now, if you want to add additional apps, just like on your phone, you can go to the Play Store and you can peruse through here and add whatever apps that you want. Now, in order to access the tiles, all you have to do is swipe over to the left. As you can see, it starts off with the daily activity. If you want more information, you can simply click on that. It'll give you a little bit further detail. So let's go ahead and go back. If we swipe over again, it takes us to the exercise tile. And if you are getting ready to start a workout, you can go to this tile. You can choose the specific workout. You can click more if you need to take a look at the list of workouts that they have. And they've got quite a few options in here to choose from. And if you don't immediately see the one that you're looking for, all you got to do is go to the plus icon where it says add and then select exercise. And it's got categories that you can kind of use to search. But as you can see, it has a ton of options for you to choose from. So let's go ahead and go back once again. And if we keep scrolling, it just takes us to the different tiles that we were able to see when we were looking on the Galaxy wearable app. And then as far as your quick panel, all you have to do is swipe down. So this is how you access the quick panel. Again, always on display. If you want to turn that on, you can click on that icon. You got power saving mode. If you're looking to conserve battery, you can turn that on. If you go over to the right, it takes you to the next page. You got do not disturb mode. You got airplane mode. Again, you have the water lock feature. If you're getting ready to go swimming, whatever the case might be, you have the NFC function if you need to use your watch for contactless payments. So this is where you just have access to that quick panel, which has very quick settings that you can activate if needed. And then if you scroll over to the left, this is where you will find any notifications that you might have. So we keep scrolling. You can see for the day, I achieved one of my fitness goals. And then if we keep scrolling, if there were any more notifications as far as messages, missed phone calls, emails, they would be listed in this section. So let's go ahead and go back to the main display. And one other thing I want to show you guys is you can obviously use this back button to help you navigate, but something else you can do is simply swipe on the screen. So for example, again, if we're taking a look at the daily activity, rather than hitting the back button, one thing I could do is simply swipe back. So if I swipe just like that, it takes us to the previous screen. So that's just one other thing I wanted to clarify. Now, something else you can do for easier navigation. For example, if we go back to the exercise tile, let's say we were looking through that long list of exercises that we want to go through. Something that you can do to scroll through very fast is basically take your finger and go around the perimeter of the display, just like that. So you can see it scrolls much faster rather than just, using your finger to go up and down like that. So in a nutshell, that's going to be how you use your Galaxy Watch 7. Now I do have another video planned where I'll go more in depth as far as some of the settings that you want to make sure you have turned on. So definitely stay tuned for that. But altogether, this was just to get you started and get you up to speed when it comes to your Samsung Galaxy Watch 7. So hopefully you found it to be helpful. If so, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.